Hey, what's up, YouTube? So today I decided to talk about cold air intakes, the pros and cons of them. But before I really get into the pros and cons of them, I do want to say what they're about. So like, what they are really, cold air intake is like, it's pretty much a contraption, part of the car really, that runs in the motor. It's the first part of the engine where air gets sucked into and then goes into the motor. What it does is it sucks in cold air and shoots it up through the throttle body and then into the motor through the engine, like into the engine, doing pretty much the whole thing, through an air filter, through the piping, through the throttle body, and then into the motor. It's how the throttle body measures the amount of throttle that the car needs to push. It generally measures how much power. It helps measure how much power the engine is going to make, and it could be either better or worse. Now, I wanted to talk about a type of cold air system because I wanted to go over the pros and cons, and most people don't even understand what the heck it is. So, a cold air intake, pros of it, you can make more power, you can make more horsepower. It's very simple to install. Just a couple bolts need to be removed, and then the air filter needs to be attached. It's literally, it's a piece of cake. It could take you no more than a half hour to install it. Another pro is that not only does it make more horsepower, sorry, I just woke up, so not only does it make more horsepower, it can make a bit more torque as well. That's how you can do it there. It also has a nice, better sound. It generally makes the car a little louder, but sound a lot deeper. That's mainly because the air filter is generally bigger, and all the air is going through an aluminum tube rather than the stock plastic tubing, which gets hot and then ultimately turns the air into hot air. That's also another pro, is that for these systems, generally the cold air intake is also keeping it cold inside through the tubing. It's not actually getting it hot. For the most part, it's not actually getting hot. Another thing is they also do pretty well, but by keeping it cold, it does take, this is where the cons start to come in. It does take a lot, not a lot, but a little longer in the morning, especially in the wintertime, for your engine to warm up, because it's grabbing more cold air, and it's just going to take a little longer to warm up. This is mainly in the winter weather. In the cold, you will be seeing some more horsepower gains on top of that. Another thing you'll end up dealing with is how low the intake can be. This is because if you have like a low car, you have to really be careful where you're driving for a couple reasons. Because the air filter is so low, it could also suck in water, and sucking in water could actually potentially be a very bad thing, and it'll cause the motor to hydrolock, and if it hydrolocks, you're basically screwed. It's not fun having to go replace parts inside the motor, all because the thing hydro locked due to an intake. So if you do get an intake, you can do a short ram, but if you do decide to go with a cold air intake with the 2 pieces, you need to watch where you're driving, because having that intake could potentially it could potentially cause a hydro lock. So if you watch where you're going, you'll be fine. Just don't go into any major puddles and stuff, then your motor will be fine. But if you don't, then have fun hydro locking it. Another thing is, another con is that in order to get the horsepower, most people don't even realize that you need to tune it. Like you need to either tune it yourself, or you need to take it to a tuner to tune it for you. This is because if you don't do that, it's still gonna put out the same amount of stock horsepower. It's not gonna grab extra air. It's not gonna use extra fuel to support the horsepower. It's not gonna do any of the extra stuff for the extra horsepower, unless you tell the computer inside the car to do it, and then it'll start doing it. But in order to do that, you have to tune the thing. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to talk about the pros and cons. The cons is that you can hydro lock it easier. You have to tune it, and then like if you're driving in the wintertime, it generally takes a little longer to warm up in the morning. But if you're looking for the pros, you can get more horsepower. It will sound nicer, and it's very easy to install. It's pretty much what I got for you guys. It's not too much, but it's just an intake. I mean, for a start, that's a good place to start. I'm not complaining. That's where I started, and I'll get into more details on what you could do afterwards to make the intake even better. If you're looking for more videos of pros and cons in regards to what else can be like that as well, post comments in the link in the description below, or whatever. No, post comments to what you think in the comments below. And if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Later.